actually have the hood open on this thing, and it's not because it's not running. Finally,
We're gonna make it not run.
No, actually, yes. This here is my buddy Henry. You might recognize him from a show called Sorted. We met down in Florida during the filming of that section, and because of that, you now live in Georgia.
Yeah, so hey,
yeah,
I'm here. You'll see me more often.
Exactly. I have been very disciplined not to open this box. I've been very excited about it. Had it for a little while. Billet wastegate actuator. A billet wastegate actuator?
What is that?
Sonic cold air intake. High voltage coil pack for the 1.4 liter turbocharger. And oh, you know, on the last page, no big deal, the big wheel turbo version 3. So let's go through the stuff. Check out this coil pack cover. Looks really good. So some backstory, years ago, I'm talking almost 10 years ago, I went to the Woodward Dream Cruise, and a friend of mine named Chris was dating somebody at the time who had a built, or at least pretty fast Cobalt SS, and ZZP worked on it. And I was always curious about the more unorthodox Chevy platforms, and I was stuck on what to do with this thing, because at the end of the day, you know, with the story with Rob and everything, it's amazing. But I was like, now what? You know, after getting it running, it's like, now what? I was like, wait, who works on unorthodox Chevys? ZZP. Okay, there you go, ZZP. Thank you so much for the help. Really excited to work with you guys. So let's look at this turbo. So here we have the ZZP V3 turbocharger that's gonna go on the Deer Deck stunt car, even though this car has 26 miles on it. So here we have it. It's very, very straightforward. I'm very happy to say it's not that intimidating. This morning, Henry and I woke up and we said, we've never worked on a car like this before. But if you notice, the manifold is already integrated into it. And
Turbofold technology.
Turbofolds are amazing. At the same time, it's still in the stock factory location, which makes it even easier to understand how it all works. And we have an electronic actuator on here as well. So this is essentially the factory turbo housing, but beefed up and can take way more power. And since you're dealing with a 1.4 liter displacement, this thing will spool up insanely fast in comparison to the factory turbo. See, what seems to be some of the bigger problems with these turbos when making power is how restrictive it is. And that takes all those problems and makes them go bye-bye with this unit right here. Also supplied is some high voltage coil packs, which are very simple and easy to understand, because with these vehicles, it's pretty much one of those bricks with the coil packs integrated into it. So you install all the coils at once, essentially. It's not like you're doing individual coil packs like in a 2JZ or something like that. I'm gonna use a skateboarding metaphor because it's a Rob Deerdeck project with the V3 Turbo. So why should you get the V3 Turbo? Well, the best way to describe it is you're gonna get 30 to 50 wheel horsepower more than over the stock turbo and turbine, all that good stuff. You have an 18% bigger turbine compared to stock. It's kind of like a skateboard. When you start with a beginner skateboard, it's the same thing as a skateboard, right? And it'll spin. But if you have bad bearings, it'll stop. And it doesn't have as much breathing room, right? You won't go as fast. But if you add a better turbine and all that good stuff and add more airflow, etc., it's gonna spool up way faster, even though it's the same idea. With the right tune, you'll go from this, right, barely breathing, and then with the upgraded turbine, it pumps more. And then you're good. Since I have been displaying the goods, what have you done so far?
I got these bolts off of the top of the manifold. Took off the heat shield in order to get to that. Now we're trying to, there's a couple bolts, so manifold mounts down there. You can see it if you look closely. They're orange or copper of color. And we need to get to those. And in order to do that, I gotta play with some things in order to figure it out. And then I guess pull this O2 sensor out, pull the downpipe. Oh, it's actually open downpipe, so we could probably pull it out altogether. Well, I'm actually instead just gonna clear up some room so I can see what the heck's going on, and take out the intake, and then just basically make some room to get this manifold out. So something I found that was kind of neat was I'm fighting with this thing trying to this off of here, right? And the way that it works, if I could bring it to you. So look right here. So you see that there's an actual, so you spin it, and so if I put it, the actual clamp into this section, you see this like rubber grommet right here? It pushes it into like a section where it's not gonna move. So if you move it to that spot, it's actually loose now, and I was able to pull it out.
Oh wow, just by nudging it that much.
Because before it was in this section, it's like this tight section where you're supposed to leave it where it kind of tightens more. Mm-hmm. And then you push it over and you end up loose.
Oh, a side note, I never pointed this out. This is where the battery used to be. This is where the battery is, but they relocated it to the inside for safety purposes, which makes some sense. And the good thing is too, is that this is a no-brainer, but the entire turbo setup is in the front of the motor.
Yeah.
So it's not like a 4B11, like an Evo 10, where everything's stuffed back there.
Yeah, I was ready this morning. As soon as I've never looked at a Chevy Sonic before. I'll be honest.
Oh no, no way.
I immediately started looking back here. I was like, okay, I'll pull the external damping setup off, and then I'll start to pull the fuel rail off, and then I'm like...
And then I was like, hey, yo, dog.
It's right here.
Right here.
I'm like, oh!
And the fact that it comes with the manifold is even better.
Yeah, because I kind of a little bit maybe bent the actuator.
This is just a piece of history from the jump.
Yeah, you're not allowed to fix it.
Not allowed to fix it. I will fix it, obviously. Take off the bracket? Or, yeah.
It's just annoying me too much. If you could see it.
Oh, wait, back there too.
You see that one line that's pulling it's coming from the block?
Uh-huh.
I have it loose. I need to turn it a couple more times before I can hand loosen it.
There is a wiring harness that is stopping us from pulling out the turbo, and there's no clear way to take it out, but there's a little bit of an indentation with some plastic, which looks really fragile. But what we found is that we're gonna take this small little flathead and just gently pry it off, because there's no release, there's no tab, there's no clamp, so you gently gotta pull this off. So this could go either way.
So that's underneath that. That should be free.
The cat is just so big.
Yeah. And it's as loose as possible too. I loosened the clamp so that it would give us more.
The battle of the Chevy Sonic is this giant, small turbo.
God dang it.
Well, you can definitely tell how restrictive it is. That is a fact.
It's wild.
Look how big that catalytic converter is. Good grief.
Well, we did it. Took long enough.
Yeah, all day.
I like ZZP's setup a lot because the only things I really have to reuse are take these studs out so I can put on the heat shield and put that there. The module, which I left on there because I figured I would just have to reuse it, there's already a new one. And I don't have to, I mean, I was gonna remember how the lines went, and I did, but now I can forget it because it's already put together. So now it's just put line here, because there's a vacuum line right here.
New challenger has arrived.
Yeah, somehow I got dragged into this.
Introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Ian. I have absolutely no idea how I got involved in this, but here we are. Let me turn some wrenches.
You were in a shipping container at one point. Here we have a better look at the factory turbo and the new turbo.
Yeah.
And probably the major difference is the electronic actuator.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that this car didn't come with electronic wastegate actuator from the factory. The Fiesta definitely did, but this is obviously traditional style, and this new ZZP unit uses that electronic wastegate, which is sick.
So right now we're basically going to do a trial and error period of seeing how if it's on, it should fit right on because it's a factory location, but...
Henry hopes.
That's right.
Yeah, because I don't have Chevy Sonics, bro.
And you've never worked on a Chevy Sonic?
You know what, guys?
I've actually never even farted in a Chevy Sonic.
All right, Henry, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, so this is kind of cool. The actual electronic actuator is smaller in diameter than this hunk of junk. And what that allows you to do, so like if this was in place, I'd be getting, like what's happening is I try to throw
your clearance is off.
Correct. So now here I can actually, I'm underneath. Hold on, let me just not be stupid. And I'm through.
Heck yeah, dude.
So that's pretty awesome.
I just want to mention that all this car had was this little blast pipe.
I'm looking for the exhaust. This man goes, that's the exhaust. That's all he's got. Hey, guy. All right, fair enough. Is this what you want? You want 5 inches of exhaust? We got it. I know what that's going to sound like, too. Who got it?
This is a family channel.
Dave's back with pizza. Street's closed, pizza boy. Pull these two guys out of like right here and here. And then you just pull. There goes your coil packs.
These are really nice though.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about this. I've been waiting to unsheath this. Oh,
You got it, I promise.
that was close. There we are.
Very nice.
Very nice. There we are.
It looks really good.
Yeah. All right, we're in.
I think you had it right. Oil cap. See, oil cap down.
Yeah, there.
Yep. Okay, moment of truth. It's a process, you know? Yep, we got a little bit of a surge. You know what's so funny, Henry? Is like whenever you work on a car and you ever see steam instantly, as soon as you turn it on, your brain goes, "What's wrong?
It's a bad thing.
What's wrong?"
But you know what? Working at the shop, it's like every time we turn on something, it's like, Henry, wait 10 minutes to take pictures because it'll go away.
This all looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, I love the heat shield. By the way, you put it all together before you put it in, side note.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a little awkward if you try to do everything. But that's in here, fit and finish looks really nice. You can actually put the factory heat shield back on to go sleeper mode. And even with our dampening, there's not, God dang it, not dampening, damping. Even with our damping, even with our damping, it fit perfectly. But what was so funny is whenever we didn't know something, he would be like, wait, what do you mean? You never worked on a Chevy Sonic before? Also, the ZZP turbo, the V3 turbo, is more simple than the factory one is.
Absolutely. There's just, they make room for things that you
Especially
normally,
for twist and bolts.
Right.
Or,
It's nice thinking
Yeah.
to think about the person that's actually putting it on. So, thank
yeah,
you,
rather than,
ZZP.
guess what? You have 6 more vacuum lines, and 8 more bolts, and 10 more torques.
Imagine trying to beat his record now that it's faster.
Oh, heck no. No, I don't think the Peterson Auto Museum would appreciate me doing that.
Gotta come back and look these.
That's right.
Nobody here is qualified, so.
I am. It's called wearing a Hans device. All right, so it's been a few days. I got the tune from ZZP, and they were super cool, very easy to work with, and basically got on my laptop through HP Tuners, and through HP Tuners, put in the tune for the bigger turbo. So let's see if it starts. All right. That's amazing. That's wild. That's a lot quicker than it was. All right, so now we know that the Deer Deck big turbo car works. It runs and drives very nice, but what's even better about ZZP is now I can basically do some data logs, send it back to ZZP's tuners, and then basically make the tune better and more safe over time. And that's what I'm going to be doing for the future, because I do plan to take this thing off-road or on a rally course. That's my main goal. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. And we're gonna get back to some normal car reviews for a while before coming back to this, because unfortunately some parts are on back order. But on that note, I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I will see you guys. If you guys like these videos and want to support my channel, make sure to head over to PattersonCarCare.com. It is my original formula detail brand that makes life so easy washing your car. Everything from cleaning your wheels in just around a minute, or any other product that is just as easy to use. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.